you probably are wondering what could still be lurking in the space vault. You'd be surprised. If you have visited the New Mexico Museum of Space History recently, you may remember seeing the exhibit on Gene Roddenberry and Star Trek. The first case you see is of collectibles. The Women of Star Trek takes up another case featuring the strong feminine side of Starfleet Command of the United Federation of Planets. Of course, the most iconic symbols of Star Trek are the starships, representing the different peoples of the universe, featuring all different shapes and sizes. Looking at all the stuff, you probably are wondering what could still be lurking in the space vault. You'd be surprised. Yes, we have another Enterprise. This one made of metal contains a hidden secret. Just looking at the dome of the saucer of the ship, it's just a regular model dome, right? Not so. The top comes off, and what do you see? The bridge of the Enterprise. You may remember in the pilot for the original series, The Menagerie, it shows the ship full on, and then the camera zooms in on the dome, and you start to see the bridge. The camera then takes you onto the bridge itself. A detail of the interior of the model's bridge shows a pared down version. No little Kirk or Spock at the controls. Oh well. This model was a special edition release for the 25th anniversary of the original series. Other models that are of interest is one such as this, showing a snapshot view of McCoy jumping into oblivion in front of Spock and Kirk, who were unable to stop him. In case you can't guess, this is from The City on the Edge of Forever, Season 1, Episode 28 of the original series. Other collectibles include 3D representations of various members of the crew. This plate was issued for the 30th anniversary of the original series. Please excuse the date in the lower right side. These pictures are taken with the curatorial camera, and for documentation, we need the date and timestamp. Clocks are another utilitarian commodity, especially when you consider all the time travel that happens throughout the Star Trek universe, holodeck notwithstanding. This one features the crew of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Wall plates are another popular item. They will usually feature members of the original series as well as The Next Generation. Since one of these plates features Scott, aka Patrick Doohan, did you know a portion of his ashes, a quarter ounce, was scheduled for a memorial flight to space with 308 others, including Project Mercury astronaut Gordon Cooper? The Spaceloft XL rocket launch was delayed to April 28, 2007, when the rocket briefly entered outer space in a 4-minute suborbital flight before parachuting to Earth with the ashes still inside. The ashes were subsequently launched on a Falcon 1 rocket on August 3, 2008, into what was intended to be a low Earth orbit. However, the rocket failed 2 minutes after launch. Some of Doohan's ashes are hidden under the floor cladding of the International Space Station's Columbus module. After being smuggled aboard in 2008 by Richard Garriott, a private astronaut and American game developer. The rest of Doohan's ashes were scattered over Puget Sound in Washington state. On May 22, 2012, a small urn containing some of Doohan's remains in ash form was flown into space aboard the Falcon 9 rocket as part of the SpaceX COTS Demo Flight 2. Do you think Engineer Scott would have been happy with the mishaps? I think not. Folks love t-shirts, and Star Trek tees are no exception. Whether you lean toward the Klingons or the original series, there's a tee for everyone. And yes, there are more in the vault, but that's for another exhibit. Popcorn? Yeah, popcorn. Can't watch TV without it. This one features a reminder of the 2-hour world premiere of Star Trek Voyager, as well as the launch of a new network. UPN was that new network. You can't eat popcorn without having something to drink, and for that, you need drinking glasses, such as these limited editions 10-ounce ones featuring again the original series crew. Of course, beer mugs are not forgotten. You need something in which to put your Romulan ale. Why Spock is featured on this mug, I don't know. Shouldn't it be a Romulan? And in case you get a little fuzzy, the mug tells you who is on the front. Is there more in the vault? You bet your trouble there is. Thank you for joining me today for this walk through the Space Vault. I'm Sue Taylor, Chief Curator for the New Mexico Museum of Space History. Be sure to follow and like us on Facebook and YouTube, and check us out on nmspacemuseum.org. Better yet, visit us in person in Alamogordo. You never know what's new at the New Mexico Museum of Space History.